Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Devin. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things. And we see them in today. We got a pretty interesting show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So let me just go ahead and get into this topic here. You know, the second round of the playoffs are turning out to be more interesting than the first round. We got some very entertaining series. We got one of them between the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors, one that I'm very excited about. Obviously, we have the drama of the Boston Celtics versus Philadelphia 76ers series, not so much with the New York Knicks and the Miami Heat. But then we have one between the Phoenix Suns and the Denver Nuggets, the number one seed Denver Nuggets. Now, going into these playoffs, the least talked about player, I would say, has been Nikola Jokic, right? Maybe because of his play style, maybe because we knew that he wasn't going to win the regular season MVP this season. Whatever the case was, the Nuggets weren't really discussed that much. But then they get to round two, and all of a sudden, they go up 2-0 on the Phoenix Suns. Jamal Murray's out there balling, playing some of the best basketball of his career. And Nikola Jokic is putting up some big numbers in the playoffs. Then I decided to tune in to the last few games to see how this series, has been playing out. And thus far, these playoffs, Nikola Jokic is averaging, if I'm not mistaken, 30 points per game, 31 points per game on 53% shooting from the field. Get this, 47% shooting as a big man. Like 78% shooting from the free throw line, getting you 13 rebounds, 9 assists, only 3.6 turnovers, and oh, by the way, 0.9 in steals and 0.6 in blocks. And yesterday, I believe he had 51 or 53 points. I mean, it was just, if you watch that game, it was absolutely, it was probably, arguably, I would say that game was the best game of these playoffs. It was incredible. But then, if you pay attention to what was happening on the Phoenix Suns side, it's unlike anything I've seen in a very long time. Think about this for a second. Think about this. Kevin Durant finished yesterday's game with 36 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. He did have 5 turnovers, but he shot 92% from the free throw line. He made 12 out of his 13 free throw attempts. He made 2 out of 4 of his three-pointers. He shot 50%, and he shot 58% from the field. Then Devin Booker shot 77.8% from the field. He shot 75% from the three, 83% from the free throw line. Got you what? 6 rebounds, 12 big assists, and he also scored 36 points. In the game before that, he scored 47 points. And at the end of last night's game, I was just looking at the tandem of KD and Devin Booker, and it made me begin to think back to Shaq and Kobe. And I asked myself, I said, wait a minute. There's some evidence here that this may be the most dominant 1-2 punch since Shaq and Kobe. So I started to do some research. And what I found was that there's actually more truth to that claim. But before we get into that, this video is brought to you by sponsor Aura, who's also the official sponsor of the T-Wolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura, by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So I decided to look at the numbers. Now, I want to look at some key comparisons. Obviously, this is the first year that KD and Devin Booker are teammates, so we can only look at 1 year. And I decided to look at the 2000-2001 season of the playoff run because I think Kobe the year before was 20 years old. And I think he had injured himself, if I'm not mistaken, during that run or something like that. So I decided to look at the 2000-2001 series. And I just did a quick comparison. Let's take a look at some of these numbers here. During that season, in the 2000-2001 playoffs, Kobe Bryant, at age 22, in 16 games played, he scored 29.4 points per game. He shot 46.7% from the field. He shot 32.4% from 3. He shot 82% from the free throw line. He got you 7.3 assists, 7.3 rebounds, 6.1 assists, 1.6 steals, and 0.8 blocks. Shaq, in that very same playoff run, he averaged 30 points a game on 55% shooting from the field. He shot 52% from the free throw line, but he was averaging 15.4 rebounds, 3.2 assists, 2.4 blocks, and 0.4 steals. And as y'all know, the Lakers dominated, and I think they only lost, no, that may have been the year. No, they only lost 1 game that playoff run. I think that was to Allen Iverson when he scored 48 points, I believe, in game 1 of the finals. And they were the heavy underdog. So for him to even score those points and win that game was absolutely incredible. Now let's look at the people I'm comparing them to. Let's look at Devin Booker's numbers these playoffs. In 9 games, get this, Devin Booker's averaging 36.8 points per game on 61.7% shooting 51% from the 3, 87% from the free throw line, with 5 rebounds, 7.4 assists, 3.1 turnovers only, with 2 steals and 0.9 blocks. If you look at his running mate, KD is scoring these playoffs 30 points per game on 49% shooting, 35% shooting from the 3, which is surprising for Kevin Durant, with 93.8% shooting from the free throw line, getting you 9 rebounds a game, 5 assists, 3.3 turnovers, but 1 steal and 1.4 blocks. I think that this particular duo here, if they continue to have the run that they're having this season, I think an argument could be made for this being the most dominant 1-2 punch in a single playoff run since Shaq and Kobe. Now, some people will say, well, what about Kevin Durant when he was with the Golden State Warriors? Yeah, he was incredible, but Stephen Curry was not playing like Devin Booker. You see, if Devin Booker wasn't so annoying to me and so arrogant and such a front runner, I would really, really like him as a player. But if we look at his numbers and his production, I mean, these numbers are unheard of. These numbers are obscene at this point. It's obscene what this guy's doing. I mean, I listened to a stat yesterday, and I think it left Grant Hill, who was calling the game, totally dumbfounded. He said, I think the reporter said he had made 30, it was something like 32 out of his last 40 shots. You're like, what? You're like, what? This dude is unconscious right now. Devin Booker is unconscious. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I think what he's doing is even more impressive if we're just looking at it from an individual standpoint than Jimmy Butler. It's unheard of what he's doing. So to me, I think that an argument can be made. Now, maybe there's some other tandems out there that escape my mind, but I think an argument can be made. And I think we're going to make even more of an argument today on our Dreamerspro Short Clips channel that we want you guys to subscribe to in the comment section and also to follow us on Facebook. But this is absolutely incredible. So make sure you guys subscribe to those channels. We're going to have them linked in the comment section to see what else we have coming. Once again, thank you guys for your attention, and we catch you guys on the next show. Peace.